Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Unrooted Softball Edition, and my guest this week is none other than senior infielder on the softball team, Jessica Madison. Jessica, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, can't complain. And as you can see, we're out here in the outfield of softball practice beyond the fence, and let me tell you, just a moment ago with Brooke Shigematsu batting, it was a bit of a launching pad. We almost got hit a few times before we started here. With McKenna Vega up there right now, it looks like. Jessica says that we're okay, so I'm going to take her word for it. So, last week, Kristen Hardy, the head coach, was the guest on the show, and she said that you know the most about Watershed Management out of everyone on the team. So very quickly, what do you know about Watershed Management?
I'm going to guess that it has something to do with a water reservoir.
I think you're probably right.
That's all I got.
That's all you got? Because Kristen was pretty confident that you know more. She called you a lumberjack.
Oh.
So
that's good.
Yeah, so I don't know where that came from. Maybe from your Seattle roots.
Yeah.
I have no idea whatsoever, but that's what she said.
Yeah.
So we'll just go with that. You're from Hoquiam, Washington. You transferred to Menlo before your junior season. You came here from the AAIB College of Business. What went into your decision to come to Menlo?
Menlo actually found me. AAIB kind of unexpectedly closed its doors and closed its athletic program, and so I had to find a school in a hurry at the end of my second year, and Menlo had contacted my school, and then I kind of applied, and the rest was history.
We're very glad to have you there, that's for sure. 2017 has gotten off to a great start for you guys. You swept the opening day doubleheader against the University of Antelope Valley with finals of, what was it? I don't even remember the first game anymore. 12-2 was the first game.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what happens when you do live interviews. 12-2 the first game, and then the second game was 7-3 or something along those lines. It seemed like the bats were just picking up right where they left off from 2016. What did you think of the first series?
Oh, I loved it. It was so much fun on Saturday. Everybody was hitting, and we were loud and energetic. And I thought what actually caught me really by surprise was how aggressive we were on the bases, and I was having a field day with it. I loved it. Yeah,
I was a little surprised to see the steals. So you guys had 7 steals in the first game of that series. That was something that we didn't see a lot of last year. You guys just had about 1 steal per game last year, so 7 steals per game? That's not a bad way to start off the year. There's certainly going to be a lot of competition for playing time this year with a large core of returners from last year's playoff team and a lot of new freshman players this year who are ready to make an impact right away. How crucial is this kind of depth for the team?
I think it's really crucial, and I don't look at it as something negative. I think it's something that's actually going to work out to our benefit, especially later in the season, because I think that we're able to throw in a lot of different people in a lot of different positions, and you wouldn't even really be able to tell the difference. You
had a pretty good year last year. You hit .298, had a home run and 10 RBIs. What are some of your goals for this year now that you're in your senior season?
My goal that I set actually before I came back to school was that I just really wanted to enjoy every day. I wanted to make every day something fun, and that I was...
Oh boy, we almost got nailed.
Yeah.
Is Shiggy batting again?
But yeah, just finding a way to enjoy every day because it's my last season and I want to make it memorable.
What goes into your approach at the plate?
A lot of deep breathing.
Breathe in and breathe out.
Yes. Occasionally, I'll sing to myself a little bit in my head because I do like Michael Jackson.
There you go.
That'll happen sometimes.
What's your Michael Jackson song of choice at the plate?
I always go to Billie Jean just because that was the first song that I ever really, really admired of his.
Classic one right there. I'll be honest, I was quite surprised to see you come in and pitch twice last year, but you only gave up 1 earned run in 6 innings of work, so that's not too bad. What was that something that you worked on a lot last year, or did that just come out of the blue?
I've been more of a pitcher my entire softball career. It wasn't something that I wanted to focus on when I came here, and I've always told Coach Pena, if you need me, I'll throw, and there was a time last year when they needed me, so I just kind of got in there and did it.
So are we going to expect to see something like that again this year?
Never know. Maybe.
Last year's team made a playoff run for the first time in 15 years. It was 2001 the last time Menlo College softball made the playoffs. How will that experience help this year's team?
I think it'll help a lot because I think I think we're setting the standards high for ourselves, and I think just making it to the playoffs that's not like the end goal now. Like now we want more. Like we're hungrier, and I think that's cool.
All right, now let's transition into the final segment of the interview. It's called Brownie Bites. 3 rapid fire questions. You must answer them quickly and you must explain as necessary. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Question number 1. What is the worst softball chant you've ever heard?
Well, normally I'm the one making them up in the dugout, so I guess half the time they're kind of bad by my default. So like anything from, if it sounds like a nursery rhyme, it shouldn't be here.
Question number 2. Who is the worst player on the team at keeping a New Year's resolution?
Ooh, this one's gonna get me in trouble. I'm gonna go with Keely. I think Keely can be very forgetful sometimes, but I love her to death.
And she's one of the new players too, so you're already starting to stray that relationship a little bit.
Hey,
here.
her and I, we're good. We're solid.
Question number 3. If you were stranded on a raft in the ocean with one teammate, who would it be and why?
Oh, Brooke Madison, hands down. She's just really good at being really practical and logical in situations, and I feel like she's got the most survival skills.
Hey, that's what you need in the middle of the ocean. Let's hope that doesn't ever happen.
Yeah.
Now, with the rain that we've been getting here, although you wouldn't know it by looking out here today, it's about 60 degrees and it's sunny, but with the amount of rain we've been getting, we feel like the flood is kind of imminent.
Yeah.
It's been probably just like home for you, right?
Yeah, I do miss the rain sometimes, but it's been kind of nice to get it here for once.
How often does it rain up in Hoquiam?
I think you should ask me, how often does the sun come out?
Okay, how often does the sun come out?
Probably about a month out of the year, month or two.
I'll take the California weather, folks. Jessica, thank you so much for joining me. We really appreciate it. This week, softball's traveling up to Oregon. They'll be taking on the team that received votes in the NAIA preseason poll, Southern Oregon, and then 19th ranked Oregon Tech. Split doubleheaders each day on Friday and Saturday. Jessica, we wish you the best of luck up there for that.
Thank you.
And don't forget to tune in next week to Unrooted. We'll have another softball player on, and who knows what kind of random and silly questions we'll get, and if we get bombed again by some softballs. I'm Brian Brownfield. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.